Okay, then the other part of your final is this standard here. Okay, it's about lines and y and slope and y-intercept. Write an equation in slope-intercept form of the line. So y equals blank x plus blank mb. So you got to find the m and the b. M is the slope, b is the y-intercept. Well, the slope from a graph is the rise over run. Okay. So you need 2 points. Point 1 should be on the y-axis. Point 2, you got to find where right there would be a good point 2. Okay. So first I go up or down. That's what rise means. You go up, so you count by positive. Positive 1, positive 2, positive 3. So the rise is positive 3. And then the run is positive 2. Now on your multiplication table, 3 over 2 is just in the first row, so you just divide by 1, and that would just stay 3 over 2. So your slope is 3 over 2. Okay, now your B, it's where point 1 is from the middle. That's why you make point 1 on the y-axis. So point 1 is right here. From the middle, that's up 1. So it's 1. Okay, again, B, you find where point 1 is from the middle. It's up 1, so positive 1. Okay, number 2, same thing. So MB. M's the slope, and B is the y-intercept. So rise over run. There's point number 1, okay? Then go forward, right there, that'd be point 2. So from point 1, the rise, we're going down, so it'd be negative 1, negative 2. So you put your rise as negative 2, and then forward 1, 2, 3. So we have negative 2 over 3. Those are both in the first row, so divide by 1. Negative 2 over 3. Okay, B. That's where point 1 is at. Okay, B. So from the middle, you're up, so you're counting by positive. Positive 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So y equals negative 2/3 x plus 6. Okay, now you're doing the graphing yourself. Graphing the equation by finding the slope and y-intercept. So do you have both y and x? Yup. Is y by itself? Yup. So you got your m and b. Slope, y-int. So the slope is negative 2. You need your slope to be a ratio, so you put a 1 under it, and then plus 3 is the y-intercept. So on the y-axis, this is the y. You go up 1, 2, 3. Then from there you go down 2, forward 1. So down 2, forward 1, do it again, and then take your ruler. I don't have a ruler, so I'm just going to sketch the line with arrows on both ends. Okay, number 4. 2x plus 4y equals 8. Do you have x and y both in the equation? Yup. Is y by itself? Nope. So you dot the y, circle it. Make sure that's a positive 4. It is. Check. Now you got to take out the 2x by adding and subtracting. It's positive, so you'd subtract. Then you put a plus 0x and subtract 2x from there. Okay. So I put x down first, not the 12. You got to put the x down first. 0 minus 2 is negative 2, and then plus 12. Now you divide those all by 4, and now the y is going to be by itself. So negative 2 divided by 4 is a decimal. See, watch this. Decimal. Not going to work, okay? So you keep it negative 2 over 4, you just keep it. 12 divided by 4 is not a decimal, it's 3. So now you know your m and your b. Y equals mx plus b. So the slope's negative 2 over 4, and then plus 3 is the y-intercept. So you graph plus 3. Then you can either just go down 2, forward 4, or you can use a multiplication chart to reduce it. These are both in the second row, so you could divide them both by 2, and that would be negative 1 over 2. But the line's the same, because if I go down 2, forward 4, it's going to be the same line as if I go down 1, forward 2. Okay? See, it doesn't really matter. But just sketch the line. The line's going to be in the same position regardless. Okay, number 5, y equals 2. Do you have both y and x? No, you don't. You're missing x. So that means you're not going to be able to do a slope. Okay, so make 3 coordinates. Simple question. What's the letter you're not missing? You're not missing y, so y is going to be at 2 every time through here. The letter I'm missing is x. I can pick anything I want for x, but keep it simple. Let's just go 1, 2, 3. So remember, this is x, this is y. So 1 on x is right here, okay? 2 on y, positive 2, is right there. So I go 1, 2. Then 2 on x is right here. 2 on y is in the same place. Then 3 on x here. 2 on y is the same place. There you go. It's just a straight horizontal line. Okay, x equals negative 5. Again, this time you're missing the y. So 3 coordinates. So the letter I'm not missing is x, so that means all the x's are filled in with negative 5s. I'm missing y, so keep it simple. Just pick a 1, 2, a 3. So remember, this is x, this is y. So negative 5 on x is this way. Negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5. Okay? And then 1 on y is right here. So back 5, up 1. Okay? Negative 5 on x should be in the same place, but you go to 2. Negative 5, 3. Negative 5, 3. Okay? I don't care if you put these numbers there. I'm just showing you how it works. So that's a straight vertical line. Okay. Back half is blank. Okay, write an equation in line with the following characteristics. M equals negative 1/2 through 2, negative 2. So y equals blank x plus blank m b. So we have to find m, we have to find b. M's the slope, b is the y-intercept. So the m is given to you, negative 1/2. Okay? And then I always find b when I don't have the graph. I go y equals m times x plus b. So m negative 1/2. Okay, and then y is negative 2, and then x is 2. So drop your plus, put the b first. Negative 1/2 times 2 is negative 1. Then you take out your negative 1 by adding 1. Negative 2 plus 1 is negative 1. Negative 1 equals b. Okay, number 7. Through 2, 1, and 5, negative 8. So y equals blank x plus blank m b. So m is the slope, b is the y-intercept. Okay, so the slope, that's y minus y, x minus x when we don't know the slope. Okay, so you start with the higher x. So negative 8 goes to the top, 5 goes to the bottom. It's y over x. After the minus, we're going to have 1 on the top and 2 on the bottom. Plus negative. So negative 8 plus negative 1 is negative 9. 5 plus negative 2 is 3. Now you can either just divide that whole or look on a multiplication chart. Those would both be in the third row. That would be negative 3 over 1. Now whenever you end up with 1 on the bottom, it's got to be a 1. It has to be on bottom. You can get rid of it and just put negative 3. Or you could just divide negative 9 by 3. So b, y equals m times x plus b. So m, negative 3. Then y, negative 8, x is 5. b plus negative 3 times 5 is negative 15. Then you add 15. Negative 8 plus 15 is 7. Okay. Okay, number 8, parallel to the line y equals 3x plus 2 through 1, 3. So same thing, you're lining up the equation. Now we find our m parallel, it's the same m as what this is, okay? Now is y by itself in that equation? It is. So we're going to know our m and our b here, but we don't care about the b, we just care about the m. Because the m here has to be the same as the m here. That's what parallel means, so 3. And then b, y equals m times x plus b. So the m is 3. So 3 is y, and then 1 is x. So b plus 3 times 1 is 3. Minus 3, minus 3, 3 minus 3 is 0. And go ahead and put 0. That's the equation. Okay, perpendicular to the line y equals 1 over 2x minus 1 through negative 2, 3. So y equals blank x plus blank mb. So again, m is the slope, b is the y-intercept. You don't have to write that down, but perpendicular, it's not the same m. You flip the m and then make the sign opposite, meaning from positive to negative, negative to positive. So the y is by itself, m and b, get rid of the b, but you don't use the same m, you have to flip the m to 2 over 1, and you need to make the sign opposite. See, this is positive, so mine needs to be negative. If we have negative here, we have positive here. If you end up with 1 on bottom, get rid of it. Negative 2 is your m. Y equals m times x plus b. So the m is negative 2, and then 3 is y, negative 2 is x. b plus negative 2 times negative 2 is 4, minus 4, minus 4, 3 minus 4 is negative 1, equals b. Okay, absolute value graphs. Remember, these form B's. Y equals the absolute value of x plus 3. So you're going to write vertex start with a coordinate, and that's always 0, 0. That vertex finish. I've got something written on the board. It says absolute value function. Now I want you to look at that plus 3. Is that on the outside? That's on the outside, isn't it? So put outside. If it's on the outside, it has the same effect to the y. Same means if it's a plus 3, we go to our y and plus 3. 0 plus 3 is 3. Now there's no effect to the x. It stays at 0. Okay? Because it's outside. It just affects the y. Plus 3, plus 3. It's not inside the absolute value. Okay? So plus 3. So 0, 3. So this is x, this is y. So 0, 3. 0 on x is right there. 3 on Y is up here. Then you make your V, forward 1, up 1, backward 1, up 1. There's the absolute value function. It just shifts it up 3 units. Okay, number 11, y equals the absolute value of x minus 4. So again, vertex start. This is going to be different. Vertex finish. Okay, so the vertex start, 0, 0. Now the minus 4, okay, is that inside or outside? Well, this time it's inside, okay? If it's inside, it does the opposite effect to the x, okay? So you go under the x, but it's the opposite. So what's the opposite of a minus 4? The opposite of a minus 4 is a plus 4, okay? So 0 plus 4 is 4, and then the y remains at 0. So x is 4, y is 0. So on x, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 0 on y is just right on the line. Okay. Okay, so that's going to be on the board for you. Absolute value function. If it's outside, it has the same effect to y. So I go under the y and just plus 3. But if it's inside, it does the opposite effect to what the x is. So you go under the x if it's inside, but you do the opposite. Opposite of minus 4 is plus 4. Okay, now story problems. Okay, a computer repair service charges $50 for diagnosis. They also charge $35 per hour for repairs. Write an equation in slope-intercept form that relates the 2 units. Use it to find how many hours it's going to take for the total cost to reach $172.50. So you have 3 boxes because you're dealing with the units. You got to write an equation. So you have hours and dollars. The times the x, the dollars, the other one's the y, times always x, so per. Dollars per hour is 35, 35 times x. Now you make a table, x, y. Hours is x, and dollars is y. So since I know this $35 per hour, I go 0, 1, 2, then block it. So you started with $50. Then $30, $5 per hour means every hour you add 35. 50 plus 35 is 85. Then 85 plus 35 is 120. Okay, then this $172.50 goes in the dollar column, and we're going to find the hours that go with it. So easy equation to write, equals y. Y started at 50. And then I started adding the slope, which is 35. 35 times x. So there's your equation. 50 plus 35 times x equals y. So y equals 172.50. Okay, put it in for y, and then you'll solve for x. Okay, now the x, put a wall on the side of the x. It's got a plus and a times, so you circle the times. You get rid of the 50 by minusing. Okay, 172.50 minus 50 is 122.50. Then you just divide each side of your equation by 35 and you have your answer. .5. Okay, number 13. An airplane is descending towards the ground in a linear path. After 2 minutes, the plane is 29,000 feet above the ground. After 5 minutes, the plane is 27,500 feet above the ground. How many minutes will it take the plane to descend from its initial height to its landing height? So, you got minutes and you've got feet. X is minutes, Y is feet. So per feet per minute. Didn't tell us the feet per minute, so I put a question mark. Okay. So X is minutes, Y is feet. Now when you put the question mark, you can't go 0 to 1 to 2. You go 0, you need to put a 0 and block it off. Then 2 minutes is in the same sentence with 29,000 feet. So I put 2, 29,000. Then 5 minutes is with 27,500 feet. So that's a pairing. Then at the end of the problem, 0 feet. Okay. And we're trying to find the minutes that go at that. That's the answer to the problem. Now, you do need to make a line because this would start higher than 29,000. It would start at B. Okay? So equals Y, and then you put a B there. Okay? You don't have the beginning number. Well, you need to find the feet per minute. That's finding your slope. So Y minus Y, X minus X. If you have to find that B, then you're going to need to find your feet per minute, and that's Y minus Y, X minus X. Okay, so you start with your higher X, 5 minus 2. Then above that, you're going to have 27,500 minus 29,000. Okay, plus negative. So the bottom's 3, and then you add the top, that's negative 1,500. Now, on a story problem, you just need to divide it. Don't be worried about reducing. So just divide. And that's negative 500, so I put negative 500 dot x there. Again, I got that by dividing negative 1,500 by 3. So then we don't know what B is, but we know every minute we're adding negative 500 times x. Okay, and then to find B, it's the same way we find B on the other problems. Y equals m times x plus B. So the m is, this is my m, negative 500. And then for x and y, I just need to look at my table. You can pick 2 or 5. I'm going to pick 2. And then y would need to be 29,000. So 29,000 is y, and then times 2. So 29,000. B plus negative 500 times 2 is negative 1,000. And you need to add 1,000, and that's going to find our B for us. 29,000 plus 1,000 is 30,000. Now that just means 30,000 goes right here. Now you haven't solved it yet. That just means you found your B. It's 30,000. But I now can write my equation. 30,000 plus negative 500 times x equals y. Then y is going to equal 0. So y's out, 0's in. Then you solve it, okay? Get your x. You got a plus and a times, so highlight the times. You get rid of the 30,000. So we have negative 500 times x. 0 minus 30,000 is negative 30,000. And you divide each side by the negative 500. I got 60. Okay. So 60 minutes is how long it takes to get to 0 feet. Okay, last problem. Table shows a balance of a student's bank account at various times. Make a scatter plot for the data, draw a trend line. This is X, this is Y. So X has to go to 9, so I go 0, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now the Y, look up here. You want to start at 10. And then I'm going to go up by 20 every time. That means just add 20 every time. So 10 plus 20 is 30, 50. You can stop till you're above 136. 70, 90, 110, 130, 150. Okay. So 0, 15. Okay. 135, so 1, just get it about where it's at. 368, so I skipped to 3, there is no 2, 368. 485, so 485. 7, skip all the way to 7, go to 105. Then 9, 136. Now you put your ruler on the first point and just make a line that goes through the points. It's not going to make all of them. Okay, there's your trend line. Now you need to write an equation for the line. Now let's make a little smaller table. Okay. Now you want to include that first point. And the reason why is because you can use 15 as your B since it lines up with 0 on X, okay? That's the Y-intercept, 15. Now you pick two other points. I'm going to go above the 3. So 3 was 68. And then I'll go above the 9. So 9, 136. Okay, and then my M, I can do my Y minus Y, X minus X. Again, you pick any two. Okay, any two. So 9 minus 3, you start with your higher x, and then 136 minus 68. Plus negative, so 9 plus negative 3 is 6. And 68. So we need to divide 68 by 6. Just put 11.3, okay? Story problem, just divide it, 11.3. Now you can waste your time doing y equals m times x plus b, or you can just take the 15 from the table. That's a perfectly okay b to have, okay? It's kind of why you put the first point. That can be your b. If you did y equals m times x plus b, you might get a little something different than 15. I'll still count it right, but it's not very time efficient.